Hello, and welcome to Sleep Chapters, a quiet place where every story is an invitation to slow down, breathe gently, and leave the outside world behind for a little while. The world outside your window is dark now. The city lights of Vienna have faded into a soft golden haze behind you, and the train has found its rhythm. That steady, gentle sound beneath you, the wheels turning against the rails, a sound as old as travel itself, a sound that promises movement without effort, distance without worry. Inside this small cabin, something has shifted. The air is warmer here, the light is softer, and for the first time today, you can feel your shoulders begin to lower from where they've been resting, tense and tight, all day long. Outside, the first snowflakes are falling, tiny white specks drifting past the window, catching the glow of the cabin's small lamp before disappearing into the darkness beyond. You don't know exactly where you are anymore. The familiar streets of Vienna have given way to something else, something quieter, something older. The countryside stretches out in the darkness, dotted with occasional lights from distant farmhouses, each one a small beacon in the night, a reminder that there are other people out there, also settling in, also finding their way toward rest. The train rocks gently, a motion that feels like being held, and somewhere in the distance, a bell tolls. It's not a harsh sound, not a demanding one, just a soft, faraway note that drifts across the snowy fields and reaches you here in this warm cabin, as if to say, you are traveling now, you are moving through the night, and everything is exactly as it should be. You lean back against the cushioned seat, and the leather is cool at first, then warm against your neck. The lamp above casts a circle of amber light onto the small table beside you, where a cup of coffee sits, still steaming. You don't remember ordering it. You don't remember when it appeared. But it's there, and its warmth is real. Tonight, you're not going anywhere specific. Tonight, you're simply traveling through the Swiss Alps on a quiet night train, and the journey itself is the destination. The cabin is small, but it doesn't feel small. It feels like a sanctuary, a private pocket of warmth suspended in the cold night air. The walls are paneled in dark wood, polished smooth by years of use, reflecting the golden light in soft, shifting patterns. A narrow shelf runs above the window, holding a single book, its spine cracked, its pages well loved, and a small vase with a single dried flower. You don't recognize the flower, but its color is a deep, faded purple, like the last light of dusk before the stars appear. The window takes up most of the wall beside you, and through it, the world unfolds like a slow-moving painting. Snow-covered fields stretch to the horizon, interrupted here and there by clusters of pine trees, their branches heavy with white. The moonlight catches the edges of the snow, making everything shimmer with a faint silvery glow. It's the kind of light that doesn't illuminate so much as suggest, that hints at shapes and shadows, that turns the ordinary into something mysterious and beautiful. On the small table in front of you, The coffee has cooled to the perfect temperature. You lift the cup and feel its warmth seep into your palms. The porcelain is thick and white, with a faint blue pattern along the rim. Tiny flowers, maybe, or stars. You bring it to your lips, and the first sip is rich and smooth, with a hint of chocolate and something deeper, something almost like cinnamon. It tastes like comfort. It tastes like being cared for. Outside, the train passes through a small village. You catch it just in time. A cluster of buildings with steep roofs and windows glowing with warm golden light. One window shows the silhouette of someone sitting in a chair, reading. Another reveals a kitchen with a kettle on the stove. The train moves past quickly, but the images linger in your mind like snapshots of lives being lived, peaceful and ordinary and beautiful. The bell in the distance rings again, or maybe it's the same bell, carried along by the wind. You can't tell anymore. Time is becoming softer here, less defined. Minutes don't feel like minutes. They feel like heartbeats, like breaths, like the gentle rise and fall of the train as it glides along the tracks. You touch the window with your fingertip. The glass is cold, so cold it almost burns, and a small circle of warmth appears where your finger meets the surface. Through it, you see the world more clearly. A pine forest, dark and dense, the trees standing like silent guardians along the tracks. Above them, the moon hangs low and full, casting long shadows that stretch across the snow like dark fingers reaching toward the train. You pull your hand back, and the small circle of clarity slowly fades, replaced once again by the frost that covers the glass. But you don't mind. The frost is part of this now. It's part of the journey. It's proof that outside the world is cold, but inside you are warm. You are safe. You are exactly where you need to be. The train enters a tunnel, and the world outside disappears entirely. For a moment, there is only darkness, but it's a soft darkness, a velvet darkness, broken only by the glow of the small lamp above you. In the darkness, the sound of the train becomes louder, more present. The rhythm of the wheels against the rails fills the cabin, a steady heartbeat that anchors you to the moment. You close your eyes and let the sound wash over you. Let it carry you deeper into the journey. The tunnel ends, and light returns, soft and silvery. The moonlight spilling back into the cabin as if it had never left. You open your eyes, and the world has changed again. The landscape has shifted. The fields are gone, replaced by mountains. Distant peaks rise against the sky, their snow-capped summits glowing faintly in the moonlight. They are magnificent, these mountains, ancient and patient and utterly indifferent to the small train making its way through their shadows. And yet, there is something comforting about their indifference. They don't demand anything from you. They don't need you to be anything other than what you are. They simply exist, vast and quiet, watching over the valleys below. The train moves on. You take another sip of coffee. It's still warm. It's still perfect. And somewhere inside you, a knot begins to loosen. The train slows, just slightly, as it approaches a small station. You didn't see it coming. It emerges from the darkness like a dream. A single platform with a wooden bench and a single lamp casting a pool of golden light onto the snow-covered ground. The station name is written in elegant script on a sign that creaks gently in the wind. St. Moritz. You look closer and you see that the bench isn't empty. Someone is sitting there, an elderly man wrapped in a heavy coat, a small dog curled at his feet. He isn't looking at the train. He's looking up at the sky, at the stars that shine so brightly here, so far from any city lights. His face is calm, peaceful, and you realize he's not waiting for the train at all. He's just sitting, enjoying the night. The train doesn't stop. It passes through the station slowly, almost reverently, and you watch the man and his dog grow smaller and smaller until they disappear into the darkness. But the image stays with you, the image of someone simply sitting in the cold, watching the stars, content to be exactly where they are. You wonder if the man saw you. You wonder if he noticed the warm-lit cabin passing by, if he imagined who might be inside. You wonder if he felt a connection, however brief, between his stillness and your movement, and you smile at the thought that in the vastness of the night, two strangers shared a moment, however invisible, however fleeting. The train picks up speed again, and the mountains grow closer. You can see details now that you couldn't see before. The jagged edges of the peaks, the deep crevasses carved by ancient glaciers, the patches of forest clinging to the lower slopes. The snow is deeper here, covering everything in a blanket of white that glows softly in the darkness. You notice something else too. A small light high up on one of the mountains. A single window, glowing warm and yellow against the cold blue night. Someone lives there. Someone has built a home in this remote, beautiful place. And they are up there now, perhaps reading by the fire, perhaps looking out at the same stars that the man in St. Moritz was watching. You imagine what it would be like to live there, to wake up every morning to the sight of the mountains, to breathe the crisp, clean air, to feel the solitude of the high places wrapping around you like a blanket. It's a quiet dream, a gentle fantasy, and it fills you with a sense of peace that settles deep into your bones. The train enters another tunnel, and this time, the darkness feels different. It feels like a passage, like a transition, like the world outside is being reshaped while you wait in the warm cocoon of the cabin. When the train emerges on the other side, you understand why. The valley below is a sea of lights, tiny golden dots spread out beneath you, a village that seems to float on the snow-covered ground. The houses are close together, their roofs steep and covered in snow, and each one has a window glowing with warmth. You can see the village's church, its spire rising above the other buildings, and a small bridge crossing a river that winds through the snow like a dark ribbon. The train doesn't slow this time. It continues along the edge of the valley, giving you a full view of the village below. You watch it pass, each house a story, each light a promise of comfort and warmth. And you realize that you don't need to know those stories. You don't need to know who lives there or what they're doing. Just knowing that they exist, that there are people out there also warm and safe, is enough. The coffee cup is empty now, but you don't want to put it down. You hold it in your hands, feeling its remaining warmth against your palms, and you look out at the passing world. The valley gives way to another forest, then to a frozen lake that reflects the moon like a silver mirror. The tracks run alongside the lake for several minutes, and you watch the reflection of the moon dance on the ice, broken by the occasional tree or rock that rises from the frozen surface. You let your mind wander. You think of the man in St. Moritz, the dog at his feet. You think of the light in the mountain window. You think of the village below, its windows glowing like tiny stars. And you think of yourself, here in this warm cabin, moving through the night towards something unseen. There's a small bell pull beside the window, a braided cord ending in a small brass handle. You've noticed it before, but you haven't touched it. Now, you reach out and give it a gentle pull. Somewhere in the distance, you hear a soft chime, and a moment later, there's a knock at the door. The door slides open, and a woman stands there. She wears a uniform that's both old-fashioned and elegant. A deep blue dress with silver buttons, a white apron, and a cap that sits neatly on her graying hair. Her face is kind, her eyes soft, and she smiles as she looks at you. "Good evening," she says. "I was wondering if you'd like a little something to warm you." You nod without thinking, and she steps inside, carrying a small tray. On it, there's a fresh cup of coffee, a small pot of cream, and a dish of dark chocolate. She sets it on the table with practiced ease, then pauses, looking out the window. "The mountains are beautiful tonight," she says. "I've been on this train for 30 years, and they never get old." She looks at you then, her smile widening just slightly. "You're heading to Zurich, yes? But you're not in a hurry. I can tell. The people who are in a hurry, they sit differently. They look at their watches. They ask how much longer. You're just enjoying the ride." She nods, as if confirming something to herself, and then she reaches into her apron pocket. She pulls out a small object, a key, old and brass, with a worn wooden handle. "One of my favorite places on this train," she says. "It's not on any map. It's not in any brochure. But if you'd like to see it, I can take you there. It's just down the corridor." You feel a flicker of curiosity, not urgent, not demanding, just a gentle pull towards something unknown. You stand, and she leads you out of the cabin and into the narrow corridor of the train. The corridor is dimly lit, the windows showing the passing snow and the occasional light from a distant village. The woman moves ahead of you, her footsteps soft on the carpeted floor, and you follow her past several other cabin doors, each one identical to yours. She stops at a door that looks different from the others. It's narrower, and its wood is darker, almost black. The handle is the same brass as the key she holds, and she fits the key into the lock with a soft click. The door swings open, and you see a small room, a tiny library, no bigger than your cabin. Shelves line the walls, filled with books of every size and color. A single armchair sits in the center of the room, facing a window that looks out on the mountains. A small lamp glows on a table beside the chair, casting a circle of warm light. "This is the reading room," she says. "It's my favorite place on the train. I come here sometimes during my breaks when the train is quiet and the stars are out. I read a few pages and I feel like I'm the only person in the world." She gestures for you to enter, and you do. The room feels instantly familiar, like a place you visited in a dream. The books are old, their spines cracked and faded, and you reach out and touch one. A collection of poetry, its cover worn soft by years of handling. The woman watches you from the doorway. "Take your time," she says. "I'll come back when we're close to Zurich." She closes the door softly, and you are alone in the small library. You sit in the armchair, and it's perfect. The perfect height, the perfect angle, the perfect softness. The lamp beside you casts a warm glow on the page, and you open the book of poetry to a random page. The words are simple, old-fashioned, but they carry a weight that you can feel even without reading them fully. They speak of mountains and snow, of quiet nights and distant stars. They speak of home and of the feeling of being home even when you're far away. You read a few lines, then close the book and look out the window. The mountains are closer now, rising up so tall that they seem to touch the moon. The snow glows with a bluish light, and the tracks curve along the edge of a steep drop, giving you a view of the valley far below. You sit there in the small library, and for a long time, you don't move. You don't feel the need to. The train moves forward, and the world outside changes, and you are perfectly content to simply be. A soft knock at the door brings you back from your thoughts. The woman is there again, her smile gentle and knowing. "We'll be passing through the Alps soon," she says. "The most beautiful part of the journey. I thought you might want to see it from the observation car." She leads you back through the corridor, past your cabin, and into a car that's different from the rest. The walls are glass, the ceiling glass, the whole world visible from every angle. The lights are dim, almost non-existent, and the moonlight streams in, turning everything silver and blue. There are a few other people in the observation car, a couple sitting close together, an old man reading a newspaper, a young woman sketching in a notebook. But they are all quiet, lost in their own worlds, and you find a seat near the window and let the view wash over you. The train climbs higher, and the mountains rise on both sides. They are massive, overwhelming in their size and their silence. The snow covers everything, and the only sound is the gentle hum of the train wheels against the rails. You see a glacier, its surface rippled and cracked like ancient skin. You see a waterfall frozen mid-plunge, its water turned to ice that catches the moonlight and shimmers like crystal. You see a village so small it's barely a cluster of houses, but each one has a light in the window, and you imagine the people inside, warm and safe, drinking something hot and reading by the fire. You imagine their lives, their small joys, their quiet contentment. The woman appears beside you, offering a cup of hot chocolate. You take it, and the warmth spreads through your fingers, up your arms, into your chest. You take a sip, and it's rich and smooth, with a hint of something that tastes like home. The Alps are beautiful in winter, she says, but they're beautiful in every season. I've seen them in the spring, when the snow begins to melt and the flowers start to appear. In the summer, when the valleys are green and the sun doesn't set until nearly midnight. In the autumn, when the leaves turn gold and orange and the first snow appears on the highest peaks. She pauses, looking out at the mountains. But there's something special about winter. The quiet, I think. The world seems to slow down. Everything is covered in white, and it feels like the whole world is sleeping. You nod, understanding what she means. The mountains are beautiful, but there's something more to them than just beauty. There's a presence, a stillness, a sense that they have been here forever and will be here forever, that they don't need anything from you, and that's the gift they give you. The train passes through a tunnel, and when it emerges, you're at the top. The valley is spread out before you, a vast expanse of white and dark, dotted with the golden lights of distant villages. The moon hangs low, its light streaming across the snow like a pathway. The woman places a hand gently on your shoulder. There's a tradition on this train, she says. When we reach the highest point, we make a wish. It doesn't have to be anything big, just something you hope for, something you're ready to let go of, something you're ready to welcome in. You close your eyes and you feel the train moving beneath you, the rhythm of the wheels, a steady heartbeat. You think about the day you've left behind. You think about the journey ahead. And you think about this moment, right here, suspended between the two. You make a wish. It's a small wish, a quiet one. It's the kind of wish that feels more like a hope than a demand, more like a breath than a word. And when you open your eyes, the valley is still there. The mountains are still there. The train is still moving, carrying you forward into the night. The descent from the Alps is slower than the climb. The train moves carefully, gently, as if it doesn't want to disturb the peace that has settled over everything. The mountains begin to recede, their peaks growing smaller in the distance, and the valley opens up again. You've returned to your cabin, and the warmth of the small room envelops you. The lamp is still burning, casting its soft amber glow on the wooden panels. The bed is made, the sheets white and crisp, the blanket heavy and soft. You sit on the edge of the bed, and you feel the gentle rock of the train, the steady rhythm of the wheels. Outside, the snow is still falling. The world is white and silent and peaceful. The distant lights of villages passing by like glimpses of another world. You lie back on the bed, and the pillow cradles your head, soft and cool. The lights grow dimmer in your cabin, though you haven't touched the switch. The lamp seems to be turning down on its own, preparing the room for rest. Outside, the snow continues to fall, drifting past the window in endless, gentle patterns. You hear the bell again, the same bell from the beginning of the journey, soft and far away, carried on the wind. It's a sound that feels like a blessing, like a promise. It's a sound that says, you're traveling, you're moving, but you can rest now. The train moves through the night, and you feel the rhythm in your bones, the steady click-clack of the wheels, the gentle sway of the car, the soft hum of the engine. It's a lullaby, this train. It's a cradle, moving through the snow. The mountains are fading, but you can still see their silhouettes on the horizon. Dark shapes against the dark sky. The stars are out now, scattered across the heavens like diamonds on velvet. You watch them through the window, and they seem to be watching you too. Your eyes grow heavy. The warmth of the cabin, the comfort of the bed, the gentle motion of the train, it all comes together to draw you deeper into rest. You feel yourself drifting, floating, moving towards something soft and peaceful and warm. The coffee cup is gone now. Or maybe it was never there. The book of poetry is gone. Or maybe it was always there. The woman with the silver buttons. Was she real? Or was she part of a dream? It doesn't matter now. What matters is the rhythm of the train, the warmth of the blanket, the soft glow of the lamp. You feel the train moving through tunnels, through valleys, through the quiet night. You feel the world outside, cold and beautiful and vast, and you feel yourself small and safe and held. You close your eyes and you let the train take you deeper into the night. The rhythm of the wheels continues, a gentle heartbeat beneath you. The cabin is warm and dark and safe. Outside, the snow continues to fall, covering the world in white. The mountains are distant now, the valleys close, and somewhere ahead lies Zurich, a city of lights and water and quiet streets. But that's for later. That's for when you wake. For now, there is only this: the train, the snow, the gentle motion of the night. You feel yourself settle deeper into the bed. The weight of the day lifts from your shoulders, rises like mist, and drifts away. Your breathing slows, becoming deeper, more regular. The sound of the train becomes a part of you, a rhythm that syncs with your heart. The lamp glows softly, a small circle of warmth and light that pushes back the darkness just enough. You look at it, and it looks back at you, and it seems to say, stay, rest. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to be. Just be here, just be, and you are. The train slows, gently, and the motion changes. Not a stop, but a deceleration, a softening of the rhythm. You feel it in your body, a slight shift that tells you the journey is approaching its end. But you don't want to wake. You don't need to wake. The train isn't stopping for you. It's just passing through a station, a small one, with a platform and a light and a bench where no one sits. The name on the station sign. You see it through half-closed eyes. Zurich. The train moves through the station slowly, a final gift of peace, and you see the city lights, soft and golden, reflected in the water of the lake that lies beyond. The buildings are beautiful, old and new together, their windows glowing like the villages in the mountains. The lamp in your cabin flickers just once and then settles back to its warm glow. The blanket is heavy and soft on your body, the pillow perfect beneath your head. The rhythm of the wheels continues, slower now, as the train eases its way toward rest. You hear a voice, soft and distant, the woman with the silver buttons, speaking to someone you can't see. "We'll be here for a little while," she says. "No need to rush, no need to wake. The night is long, and there's time enough for everything." And you know that she's speaking to you. You know that this journey isn't about reaching Zurich. It's about the movement, the warmth, the snow, the mountains, the steady rhythm of the night. The train comes to a complete stop. The sound of the wheels fades, replaced by the soft hum of the city. But the cabin is still warm, the bed still comfortable, the lamp still glowing. You can stay here as long as you want. You can drift in this moment, suspended between the journey and the destination. The woman's voice again, softer now, farther away. "Good night, traveler. Sleep well. The train will be here when you're ready." And you feel the night settle around you like a blanket, like the snow outside, like the gentle rhythm of a journey that never truly ends. You feel yourself drift deeper, farther, into a rest that holds you like the mountains hold the valleys. The lights fade, slowly, gently. The world becomes softer, quieter, warmer, and the train, the beautiful, gentle, timeless train, carries you into sleep. If this story brought you a peaceful moment tonight, you are always welcome to return to Sleep Chapters for another journey. Until then, may the rhythm of the night carry you softly into rest.